Hey YouTubers, JBuzzsaw79, and I really wanted to make this real quick addition to these last few videos. I talked to a friend of mine, and she did some artwork for me, and I really wanted to put it up to show everybody what she does and how good it is, and ask that you please just take a chance to run over to her site. I'll have a link down in the comments below after this video or during this video kind of thing. It'll be a DeviantArt. And she has made, I asked her to make me a picture of one of my favorite guys, the Sonic Duck. When I first started playing Yu-Gi-Oh, it was the card that kind of pulled me in, and actually helped me win against some of the big names at that point in the mall tour, which was many years ago, but that's where I got it from. For example, she one of the first things she did for me was this here. Move it up a little bit. So it's the Full Metal Alchemist, one of my favorite animes, on my back bag for Yu-Gi-Oh. So that was just one of the first things she did for me, and now she's done this, and to try to thank her in some way, I just wanted to get support to her channel for her. So please just take a chance to go over there, take a brief look, and she is, I believe, going to be seeing if people are interested in her art, and she will be taking some jobs potentially to do artwork for people. So please take a chance to go over there. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Hello YouTubers, JBuzzsaw79 here with a deck profile for my Firekings deck. Let's get right into it here. First monster, obviously it's Firekings, so the first monster we're going to have for you, the garunix. A lot of people try to run two. My only problem with that is just in case it gets removed from play, you cannot really perform the loop then, and once that loop is going, you really have the game under control, it seems to me. So I will run three. Next up, still running through Yaksha. I've seen a couple people try to cut this down, and I don't know why you would. Yaksha really makes this deck to a whole different level. I think you really do have to run three, unfortunately, with this deck. I mean, it's really what drives the deck home, it seems to me. Let's see, next up, to Barong. While Barong is really good, his effect only activates when he's destroyed by card effect, and I do have a few cards in here that support that, but, depending on what happens, if some people try to attack him by battle or something, and you don't have nothing, you won't get his card effect. And, well, he's good. Excuse me. Well, he's good. I think he's good at 2. I think 3 is just, after a while, he's not needed, and then he's a dead draw almost. So I have 2 Wolfbark, only because I have 2. If I had a third, I might run it, maybe. I don't know what I would take out for it, so like I say, maybe. Double Flameville Hedgehog. Flameville Hedgehog, I was considering the ally of whatever, level 4, 1400, 200 spellcaster, to go to level 8 Igzies. I chose Hedgehog over that because, well, Hedgehog allows you to go into 7s. 7s mean Black Rose. This deck doesn't care about Black Rose, so I think that's just a better play. I also, right off the top, I do not run MST at all in this deck. I took MST out, mainly for this. I also have another card we'll get into later, but you have to excuse me, I have some really bad sinuses right now. Yeah, if I black rose the field, why do I care about MST? So, garunix's effect will go off, as well as the rest of the Firekings. So, just saying. Next up, I run 2 of the nephews, Archfiend, Eater of Nefariousness. I believe how it's all said. This is really good because this card is in the grave at your standby. You can destroy a monster on my side of the field and then special summon this. So, like, if, let's just say, comes around and I don't have nothing to destroy garunix with, I destroy garunix with nephews here, special summon it, and I can go into some kind of play with that, and then garunix will activate, obviously, the next standby phase. Or Yaksha, or Baran. If Baran's on, I can eat Baran. So a lot of good plays there, as far as I'm concerned. So it's a really nice card. Double Gorilla, or excuse me, double Bear. I had Blaster in, basically, so Blaster's now illegal. I put Bear in place of Blaster at 2. Bear's pretty good in this deck, and again, monster control is important with this deck more than most other ones I've noticed. So last 2 cards I do have, there's my Gorilla, and I also have nephews in. And again, Archfiend of Nefariousness can eat nephews to trigger her to wipe the back row. So basically, Black Rose and mainly nephews are my, it's like having multiple heavy storms, which again I still think is better than one MST. I could chain MST, or I could just wipe the field, generally. So that basically is that in a nutshell. So moving on to 3 ofs for spells. We got 3 Tenki. That should be kind of self-explanatory. I'm not going to get into why that is the way it is. Next up, I have 3 Circle. Circle of Fireking is really good. Basically, it's kind of like the Lance for this deck. I used to run Lance also, but not anymore. So, yeah, because you basically, they activate something, you chain, circle, and just get it out. I had one person actually recently, when I was playtesting this, Venus chained Black Rose. I thought he was pretty cool. In response to that, I circled Black Rose out because it's fire. So, yet another good reason. For 2s, I run double onslaught. I don't like 3 because you can only activate it if they have nothing, or if they have 1 and you have nothing, rather. So I think 2 is better. Again, this is just my opinion. Because, mid-game or something, you draw this. You draw this and you get nothing. You just basically sitting on it. Double Dark Hole. I don't run any Regeki in here. I think, since me personally, I only have a few Regekis. I have them for other decks, and this deck runs just fine with Dark Hole, thus the 2 Dark Holes. Double Supply Squad, only because I don't have a 3rd. If I had a 3rd, I might actually just add it, straight up add it, because, Supply Squad, it activates. If you have 2 on the field and a monster's destroyed, you draw 2. And with Archfiend nephews, get these out, you could always activate her effect to destroy your own monster and then put her out and then draw 2. So huge plus for this. I'm going to try to get a 3rd, and if I do get a 3rd, I will be adding it straight up into this deck. I'll be at 42 cards then overall for this deck. I don't really care. Next up, I do have a Rekindle and a Soul Charge. Basically, I'd rather run 2 Rekindle, but I can't, so I'd run the Soul Charge in place of the Rekindle right now. I also did add a Book of the Moon, only because if, something's going on and they're going to go ahead and go, okay, I summon, and then I exit or I sync, I can book to try to interrupt it, and then hopefully like garunix or something goes off again, or nephews, whatever. Also, if I'm summoning something and have it in my hand, like I'm like, oh well, I'm bottomless. Okay, I chain book, so I flip down, bottomless can't hit, things like that. So the last one I do have, I did re-add in my Fire Formation Tensu, only because it kind of pisses with your dolls a little bit. You try to get extra normal summon, so you can go around. Really have the one special summon done. You can deal with things like that. Other reason is I now have 2 bear and a gorilla, so having 4 things that can be tributed to activate their effects is nice, in my opinion. Moving on to traps at this point, double chain, because Phoenix Chain I think is a really good card. I thought about running Dimensional Prisons in here again, but I don't know. Just didn't really seem to call out to me. I think Phoenix Chain is better, only because there's a lot of times where I may actually have an open field, and I considered adding other cards in for this, but or effects that I don't want to go off. As far as for monster plusing and such, and I need to Phoenix Chain them and stop them from attacking. So next up, the last double of is Call the Haunted. Call the Haunted because, gosh, if you, this is really fun to do actually. If you need to, you can go ahead and Black Rose the field and chain Call. Call activates, Black Rose nukes it, and it will reoccur then. So you just say go, which is, again, it's really nice for the nephews or any of the garunix. So that's really neat. Also, in general, Call is awesome also because depending who you're playing at first too, we can set Call the Haunted and they'll MST, blind MST, Call, and then you can just kind of smile because generally you can grab something that just pisses them off. So, also, if nothing than that works, well, you just go to the fact that, hey, I can, you can go Wolf Bark, actually Wolf Bark's effect, grab something else, and you can do synchros and nixies. I mean, there's so many plays with Call the Haunted in this deck. Next up, just 3 basic guys, round them off. One of them's the Call, Compulse, and Torrential to round out the rest of the deck. So that's Firekings. Thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you don't. Go ahead and throw some comments in, that's fine too, I appreciate that as well. And always please try to share the video at the very least. And it's a little bit longer than I anticipate, but it happens. So this is JBuzzsaw79. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll talk to you guys later.